Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now it's real time, sponsored by the Mill Casino.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we're going to join Hunter and Jared Higginbotham from Yakima Bait. They're over there at the Portland Expo Center, right in the middle of the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show. Today is Saturday. It's going to be busy over there, but they're taking a few minutes to talk with us. Jared, Hunter, how are you two? How's the show going so far?
I'm awesome, dude. I live for this stuff. I mean, this is like my homeland, my Disneyland. I love talking fishing with people and hanging out and selling lures. Man, I love this stuff. So I'm having a blast. Hunter, I don't know. He's having a blast. He just doesn't show it as much as I do.
Yeah, well, I know Hunter's enjoying himself. He gets to meet everyone out there. But I've got some questions for you, man. We've had a lot of questions about the new cut plug bait that's not necessarily been premiered during these shows, but folks are trying to figure out which ones they want to get. Is there a color pattern of these new cut plugs? And if you can show one, that'd be great, because I don't have any, by the way. That'll change. Is there a color pattern that everyone's been, going after more than another?
I mean, they're all really good. You know, Shane and I picked 22 different color patterns just for that reason. We got some mid-river, upper river, early, late, colors in there. So, but you can't go wrong with this one. The one I'm holding is Double Trouble. That's pretty much a salmon staple everywhere you go, every fishery, every plug. And I always got one of these out when I'm running the cut plug. So.
Now, these are relatively new, everyone. The cut plug from Yakima Bait, Shane Magnuson and the folks there had been working on that for a long time. But I got to ask Hunter, the young guy, he's coming up behind all of us old dudes. Is there a pattern or is there a color that you like based on where you are in the river, Hunter? Do you like, something a little bit different than what you might use down at the mouth if you're up, say, in Washington?
Yeah, if I'm up in Washington, I'm going to use something like this, a little more painted color. That one's a chrome chartreuse. I want something that's painted a little more. It gives a little more profile in the upper river, and the water's a little bit dirtier. So this is the one I'd use.
Well, there you go. I mean, so that
he's a smart kid.
Yeah, exactly. And Jared, you know this. You're getting these questions all day while you guys are there. What colors are going to be great? How am I supposed to fish them? That's the other question. Is your preferred way to run them, is it strictly behind 360s? And if so, what are the leader links that you like to run behind those 360s when you've got that new cut plug back there?
Well, the beauty thing about the cut plug is why we designed it is because it does run really good behind a triangle too. So even for those early springers when you're trolling like those downhill trolls or in the channel, this thing starts at 0.8 miles per hour. So it's got that real slow tail kick when it starts off. So, for your fish flash, your leader lengths can be anything from 36 inches if the water's dirty to 42 to 48 if it's clean. And with your 360s, I do pretty much the same leader length on everything for spinners and everything, man. I go from the top of the bait to my side of my arm, which is about 31 inches. I cut it, I tie the knot on a bead chain, and I snap it on the bottom of a 360. So, you don't really lose anything fishing it either way. So it's a great presentation for triangles, great presentation for 360s. It's even a great presentation for a jet diver. So Shane ran them on jet divers for springers in the icicle, and did very well. So it's a neat bait. It's very lightweight, works very effortlessly, and it's definitely something you're going to have in your toolbox.
Absolutely. I hadn't even thought about that. So a number of different ways to fish that new cut plug. It is a stuffer bait, so you can get your secret sauce inside that thing, just like anything else that's out there these days, and have some success with that newest product from Yakima. Guys, I appreciate you spending a couple of minutes. I know you're slammed there at the show, but we appreciate you taking a minute just to give us a little insight on that new cut plug. That's been one of our number one questions. Good luck, and I'm going to come by and see you guys today, okay?
For sure, brother. Thanks, man, for having us on. See you in a little bit.
Man.
You bet. Take care. Hunter, it's good to see you. We'll see you in a little bit. Now, we're going to transition here, all right? Now, you got to follow along. In the business, we call this stretch it out, because they're going to head over right now and get Scott Call from Brad's hooked up so we can find out what's going on over there. More questions, and it was crazy. On Wednesday while I was there, right when the doors opened, Fisherman's was buried. Everybody wanted to get the new skinny minis. They wanted to get the new flashers. They wanted to get those new cut plugs from Yakima Bait and any number of the spin fish with the new colors and everything that is available. And what I noticed is that most folks are just focused on spring Chinook season because that's what's next. But you got to remember, all these baits that you're going after, or gear in general, whatever it might be, you're going to be using this stuff throughout the entire year, not just for that one particular fishery, if it's going to be summer Chinook or fall Chinook. of course, springers, silvers out in the saltwater or in the river. All these things, this is the perfect time to take advantage of the deals that you're going to find there. And a lot of them are the buy 2 or 3 of them, you get 1 free, whatever it might be. Yakima's been doing that forever. But we'll find out here in just a second from Scott, what has been their biggest draw. I'm going to guess it's the Skinny Mini and the new Chrome Evolution flashers, but we'll find out from Scott here in just a minute on how all that's actually going to go together. Also, though, don't forget there is a ton of stuff going on there today and, of course, tomorrow for the kids. Everybody kind of clamors to that trout pond, and I know I did. If you saw our Facebook hit, which was actually quite a bit of fun, I actually got to catch a fish in there, and they haven't let me do that. And I've been covering the Sportsman show as far as with Outdoor GPS for, geez, I want to say this is like the 15th year. Then prior to that for a different business, even longer. But that trout pond, it's always a draw. And this year I do know that there were some toads in there. I couldn't believe some of the steelhead that they actually put in there. Now, Ryan, you got to tell me what's going on, man. How we doing with Scott? All right, so it looks like about a minute out, and hopefully we're going to have enough time. If we need to, we can kind of stretch that through the segment if we need to. But it was a very interesting initial showing. I know that Thursday, and for all of you that are like, do I really want to go on a Saturday and Sunday? One of the benefits of Thursday and Friday being as snowy as it was, there's still a lot of gear there that would have been allocated to be moved or sold Thursday and Friday. So it's not going to be where you get there and just find empty shelves for whoever it is that you're going to go and try to find either gear, baits, rods, reels. I mean, they're all very well stocked up. At least it seemed from talking with the folks yesterday that there were still lots of opportunities to take advantage of some of those deals that were available. But now I'm being told we've got Scott Call from Brad's. He is also there at the Portland Expo Center, and it is a busy, busy time of year for everyone that's in the outdoor world. If we've got Scott, let's go ahead and pull him up. Hey, Scott, can you hear me okay, bud?
Yes, sir. How are you, my man?
I'm good. It's kind of different having one of those earpieces in the ear. You can actually hear me, what's going on. All right, so
I can actually hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, how's your foot?
Foot's great. Foot's great. But better yet, the show is awesome. I think this is the best show we have had, I can't tell you how many years.
Well, I can only imagine you've been standing around.
Fantastic.
You've been standing around on that thing for the last 3 days, today being Saturday. How's the show overall, and what's the #1 thing that everybody's coming to your booth to try to find?
Great question. Yes. Obviously, the new Chrome Flasher has been huge. It's got the release on it. You can adjust it 3 different speeds. That's been a big seller. Our new colors here have been a big seller. Little Scotty, all these colors here, but the hooks have been going crazy. Fisherman's Marine, that deal of the week that you did, Owen, your money, buddy. That is, we had to resupply them, whole new supply of hooks today. So those are going crazy. And then, of course, the Skinny Minis. They're going fast. There's still some availability, but they're going fast. We are also getting another shipment of them next weekish, so should be out to some other stores here shortly.
Literally, everyone. I was watching people with armfuls of Skinny Mini and flashers, too, by the way, Scott. It was crazy, at least while I was there on Wednesday. Did it kind of carry through Thursday and Friday with all that snow, or did things get a little bit slower?
It slowed down a little bit, but actually it was a fantastic crowd. Today, I think, is going to be a great crowd, and it's going to push all the way through tomorrow. I mean, the O'Loughlin's have done a fantastic job here. This is a very well-run show, biggest on the West Coast. People say others are. No, it's this show. Fisherman's has got all of our stuff. It's, yeah, come by, check it out. Also, come by our booth. We've got Steve Kuhn from In the Zone. We have Kyle from Willamette Valley Outfitters here. We got Dr. Kobe Cates in the booth. So yeah, we're definitely bumping up our IQ mentality here with Dr. Cates. But all these people know how to rig these, fish these. They all fish different areas. So please come talk to them about different areas you might like to fish, how to rig them. They all have different riggings. Some fantastic info here.
Very cool. Then that's exactly what you can expect when you go to the show. You can literally talk to the professionals. You know, even though Steve Kuhn's pretty good at it in the zone guide service, by the way, he might be able to help you out a little. But hey, Scott, thanks for spending a few minutes with us, dude. We appreciate it. I'll see you this afternoon.
You bet. Thank you, Owen. Appreciate you.
Thanks, bud.
And
As
all the
always.
customers, thank you so much for your support. Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you, sir. We'll see you soon. All right, everyone, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, as long as everything holds out, by popular demand, trust me on this one, Bruce Pauly from the CCA Oregon, we're going to talk about the hatchery program that everyone is very concerned about, and there's a number of them. We'll have that in just a couple minutes.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.